In this video, I'm going to walk you through my sales script and basically everything I'm doing to sign my client on the call on Zoom when I'm on the meeting with them, right? And I just want to show you this, first of all, for people that are just beginning and they think they can do it, without a script, or for people that are into coaching already, they have clients maybe and they are also selling on the phone, but you are just looking a little bit more for other opportunities or other stuff that you can implement, right? So again, I just don't want to show you this, word by word, but maybe a little bit more to just inspire you and show you what are the most, common and the most important things during a sales call that is just worth to say to people in order to just close them and over the phone, like on the first call especially, right? So this is basically like the template that I'm using, just very simple, like in Google Doc. There's no any crazy stuff here. So I'll just walk you through all of these the step by step and the phases of a sale and how you can do it exactly in your own business, right? Uh, so yeah, just as the beginning, you can kind of divide into 10 steps, right? And for every person, it will probably be different, right? It will vary from what kind of coach you are, right? I will be speaking mostly from the business coach perspective and the consultant for businesses, right? So with us, it's very numbers driven, and we can just we're always leveraging stuff that we can do in terms of revenue or income that we can do for someone, right? So and that's how it will look like, right? But first of all, when you are just getting on the call with someone, even before the call, just to try to have try to be in a very good place, mentally. That we definitely don't want to be sad or anxious or scared or whatever before the sales call, right? Because it will completely just affect your prospect and the person that you are speaking to, right? So because every kind of emotion you are feeling on the call, your person will also feel, your prospect will also feel, right? And it will just not look good where you are fearful, and they will also be fearful, right? So even when you are not feeling like it, if you're it's nothing, if something is not going well in your life or whatever, just try to listen to music, try to move a little bit your body, even try to do whatever you can, dance maybe to just be in a good place mentally, just before the sales call, right? And just again, then you can just welcome and be with a client in a very cheerful and joyful way, right? And they will just feel it right away. They will just take your energy, and they will be way easier to close right after that, right? So that we just even before the call, right? Once you get on the call, obviously you just want to make some sort of introduction, right? You just want to introduce yourself, talk about some countries, your similarities, whatever, just to get to know each other, right? And you don't really want to spend in this phase a lot of time. Just try to get 30 seconds, a minute maybe, and then you can go straight into the business, right? And so when you go into straight into the business, you want to take the lead from the first, even from the first second that you can see someone on the call, right? So again, definitely you don't want to feel fearful or just try to be behind the client. You definitely want to be a leader of this conversation, right? That's why you just always, your call, when you come to the business, you can always start with the statement of what's going to happen, right? So we can just say with how this call is going to go right now, and you can just describe how you're really going with this calls, how it will look like, that you will be asking questions, and that basically the person can see and they can receive how it would look like, right? And not really just they will not lead the call, right? You will be the leader of the call because you are telling them how it would look like, right? How the whole thing will look like, right? uh, and so after this you basically just want to open them up, right? So we just want to ask them what gets the book about, why are you here, why you decided to spend some of your valuable time with me, and not doing something else, right? And then they will basically just tell you why they're on the call, and this is primarily the reason. You just want to dig deeper because people just give you oftentimes very shallow responses, they just looking around, they want to see the opportunities or whatever. You just want to see exactly what they are looking for, if they're looking to sign more clients, if they're looking to get more meetings, close more deals, or if you are another type of coach, relationship type of coach, they're looking to improve their relationship or a health or whatever, right? So you want to know this reason for sure, because this reason will be also the reason why they will buy from you eventually at the end of this call, right? uh, After that, you basically just want to clear up the current state, right? So before even your offer, before you stating who you are, what you're doing, just want to understand them, because again, you just on the sales call, you just want to understand them deeply, what they are doing, know of them about as a person, right? Especially with coaching stuff, you just want to know these people because you will be working with them one-on-one, directly, intimately, right? So you just want to learn more about themselves, as much as you can, basically, right? So just understand who they are, right? Understand what is their current state, right? So for me, when I'm working with someone who has also a business, right, I can ask like question like how long you're in the business, right, and that kind of can give me a sense of if they are just the beginning, if they are already like at 7 figures, 6 figures, like whatever, how much income they might be having, like who is your like client, how do you find clients, how many meetings you have, like what is your like sales process, right? So we need to understand all of that so that you can kind of get like an overview of where they at, what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right, and just see them where they at exactly in their own journey in the business, right? Once you know this, once you understand who they are, what they are doing exactly right in the business, then obviously you will have a lot of problems that they will be sharing with you, right? If you ask the right questions, and you should be asking the right questions on the call, a lot of questions that it can just make them open up a little bit more even, right? So then you just want to dig deeper into this question, into these pain questions, right? So they will tell you all about like their problems, their struggles, their any kind of issues that they might be having, bottlenecks in the business, right? Or in their thing that you are coaching them on, right? So we just want to see exactly, you can just want to a little bit more apply pain to these questions, right? So if they tell you something and you can kind of hear it, just tell me more about that, right? Do you like struggle right now with this, with that, or like why do you think that this was an issue, right? Like why this stuff doesn't work for you, right? This was the problem for like from the beginning, or maybe this has up, or like later on, or like why do you think you couldn't do this, why do you think you couldn't do that, right? And so you can see that there's like a lot of questions, and you're just trying to basically make them open up and talk about their problems, right? Because people will just lay down all of your pain points into them, right? If you just feel like you're like a friendly person, so you just want to lay down all of these problems and uh, make them open up about their problems, right? So we want to have this a little bit of this negative side that you're using, right? Yeah, and once you're done with that, once you're done with this pain digging questions phase, you just want to go to the straight to the vision casting, right? So basically they're like desired state, basically like stuff that they want to do. So stuff that like stuff that like they aspire to do. So in business, obviously, like it would be like the revenue, monthly income that they want to do, right, and stuff like that. So as you can see that these both are kind of next to each other, because you want to create this kind of separation and gap between where they are right now and where they want to be, right? And it needs to be very clear. It needs to be very laid down for them, so they can just straight away talk about their desires right now, right? So again, for the business, like how much monthly income would be cool for you? Like why do you want to do it? Like how in terms of like the lifestyle, do you think your life would be changed if you actually do it? If you actually achieve 10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, for like whatever, right? Like if you are making already $5,000 a month, why do you even want to make like $20 a month? Like why do you think your situation is so bad right now, right? And so again, this makes people open up, and they will tell you why they want to do it. And so basically you can get these reasons from them, so you can use them later on in your offer station, when you're offering your pitch, right? So this would be this phase, right? And then you just want to, again, you have this gap, right, between these 2 points, between like the pain and the desired state, and you basically just want to repeat this, right? So you just want to make sure that first of all, you just listening to them, right? So you're not like just asking questions, but you actually listen and you understand their whole situation that they're going through, and you basically want to like again just make them understand this, right? So we just want to like repeat this, even like from your memory, just all of their pain points, all of their like where they're at right now, where they want to be, right? So you can again just create this kind of gap, and they can hear it again, once again, like from your mouth actually right now, and they can just like realize that there is a problem and that there is this separation, right? So there's like really like a problem, and they don't know how to do it themselves, right? Whatever this is, right? And then you can just ask like, what do you think like is stopping you from doing that, like on yourself, like by your own, like why do you think you can lose 100 pounds like in the next month or something? Why do you think you can close these deals? Why do you think you can grow the business? Why do you think you can make this relationship work? Like whatever, right? By yourself, right? So now that you want to hear the reasons for why they can do it themselves, right? So why they will need help. Mostly people just give you reasons like they are the problems. So they are just looking for some sort of solutions, or like they will need someone, or they just want to do it faster, or they don't know how to do it, right? So these are all of the things that you can just again, leverage and use in your offers, in your part when you're stating your offer, in the next stage, right? So you just want to hear why they can't do it themselves, right? Because when they say this to you, then you can just leverage this later on, right? And then, after, if they are a good fit, I mean, already after these phases, all of these, phases, you already know a lot about these people if you ask like the right questions, right? So what you are doing next, you just want to state like who you are and if they are a good fit, right? I know you can just state this, and then you can ask for permission if they want to talk you to so that you can tell them a little bit more about yourself, right? But you don't start with this right away. You just want to ask for the permission, right? With any kind of phase that you're going through on the sales call, you just want to always ask for the permission, right? So they can give you like yes or no, right? Like mostly people, and like usually people will say yes, right? Most of the times, right? But you just want to ask for the permission so that you're not trying to like push him something, right? You always like asking for permission because they ask, right? So just tell. And then then you just basically tell your offer, right? Then you just tell about like what you do. Your offer basically you can literally just be like one statement or two sentences with what exactly you're doing, right? And what exactly you're doing, you're basically just providing the outcome X for people X, right? So if you are again just a coach like myself, for example, and you're helping other people like do $50,000 a month or whatever, you're I mean, so you can just basically say that I'm helping people go from $10,000 to $50,000 a month with their agencies, with their coaching business, with their consulting business, whatever, right? But again, the key here that I would just like you to remember from this is that like you're basically talking about the outcome and the thing that people are getting, right? So we are not talking about the technical stuff. You're not talking about like how you actually going to get there, like the technical that no one really wants to talk about. You're talking about like the solutions, the benefits, and the outcomes that people will actually get, because people will just buy always outcomes and not like the technical stuff that they're using. No one cares about like what you're using to get the result. They always care about the result. So you just want to install in their minds the result and what you're actually doing for them, right? This is your offer, basically. If you're a coach, like a relationship coach, health coach, like whatever, just talk about always the results, what people can get from your offer, from your service, right? And then you just want to basically break down your offer into like three points, right? This is something with this kind of number 3 that people are just very attached to, right? So if you, for example, go from people from $0 to $10,000 a month, you can, for example, say that you do it by these 3 things, right? And this is, in my case, it would just, help with mindset in order to succeed, booking 1 call a day, and show you how to close, 1 in 5 meetings, for example, right? And you can elaborate more, you can, make more, you can just, do, a little bit more with this offer, right? But basically try to just, break it down into these 3 points. So that people can basically just see how it works. And here also you don't talk about like the technical stuff, but again, try to talk more about like the benefits and what people are actually getting and what they want, right? With this part also, what you should be doing also, you should actually state all of their pain points. So for example, if in this pain phase you have heard all of people's like pain points. For example, they don't know how to book meetings, they don't know how to sell, right? You should leverage those right now, exactly like right now in this moment. So you should leverage those in these 3 pillars, in the 3 steps that you are doing to achieve this outcome, right? Because then when you state this and someone told you they lack meetings and they don't know how to do it, and then you state that you will help them get meetings or solve problem X that they are struggling with, right? Then they will move forward, right? Because they will see and they will feel that this offer that you're doing is just perfectly customized for these people, right? So it's just perfectly, for them, it's not just some sort of blank template or generic template that you're just, showing every kind of client. It's personalized, it's customized, and it's just for every single client that you're working with, right? So again, just these 3 pillars should be like kind of, they can be, stable, and like you shouldn't really change it that much for every client, right? But you can just, tweak it a little bit based on a particular client that you're speaking with, right? And based on their own needs and their own problems and the solutions that you can provide them, right? And then you state this, then you can again state how exactly you're doing it, again, without really mentioning any kind of technical stuff, just what are the results that they are getting, right? And after that, do you have any questions about that? Does it like make sense to you? Do you really think like it help you, right? Or like not really, maybe? Do you think it will actually help you to go from $0 to $10,000 a month with this kind of with your business by doing this, right? So you ask all of these kind of questions to just make sure that they understand. If they have any questions, you answer those. And if everything is fine, if they don't have any kind of questions, you just want to ask them if they want to talk about the next steps, right? And somewhere, around this phase, people will probably just, ask you about the price and about like what is the price for that, right? So again, just to like make people more enticed, you can just, say that you give a refund, for example, whatever kind of refund you want to do. You want to kind of refund like after a month, a week, or like after the first call or whatever. But I would just, recommend to just give some sort of refund, right? And then what you do, you just want to state your price, but you don't want to just say that the price is X, right? You just want to do some sort of discount for people, right? So if you're normally charging $2,000, you can charge $4,000 one time, and you can, for example, state that there is like a lot of people right now. If you have a lot of people, or that you're just working with limited number of people, so that if they join today, they will get like the discount, right? And usually it's just 2,000, right? And to leverage this even more, right? So for example, if you're helping people make more money, you can very easily do it by, for example, if you're helping someone go from $0 to $10,000 a month, right? You can say that I'm going to give you a discount, and I'll have you go from zero to making $10,000, 10K a month, right? 10K a month, right? And you just put more emphasis into this for just $2,000 one time, right? And so you can see that you have just stated a higher number based on like the before the lower number, right? So right now $2,000 a month, 2,000 one time seems very low compared to like what they can get here, right? What they can actually get here, right? And then you state your price, and then you are silent. You don't really want to say anything. You just want to be silent. You just want to make them think about it like in their own heads. They will be like, okay, or like it's too much or whatever, and they will just basically give you objections. So they will need to like think about it. They will need to sleep on it. They will need to like do whatever, talk to the spouse. It's not the right time. The method doesn't work, or like whatever. Your only job is to just isolate the objection, because these are that I've talked about right now are not objections really. These are like these small screens for simply for just for them, and they just don't see the value in it, right? So to just isolate this, you basically want to just ask them, for example, on a scale from 1 to 10, or like if they would take it, if this is free, right? If they say that this is that they would do it, right? They can actually believe that they can get the result. You can just say, like, for example, on a scale from 1 to 10, right? From 0 to 10. How much do you think you can you can actually believe they can do it, right? If it's 6, for example, you can ask like why it's not 10, right? And then that will give you the pure objection, pure like the right objection for why they can move forward, right? So then it's, for example, the spouse, or like it's the money, right? Or like whatever. And then you can just clarify this, ask a lot of questions, and basically any kind of objection they might have, and just turn back into them and just show them the value of what you are actually getting them, right? And show them that they just need to move forward, because if they won't, they will be in the exact same place where they are right now, with all of these problems they've told you just here, right? And then you close the deal basically. So that's how it looks like. So I mean, that's exactly like my script I'm using to close all of my clients for my coaching business, right? So if you're a coach, a consultant, or an agency owner, this will apply to you, right? If you just can use it and basically use all of these points and all of these like emotional simulation. This has really a lot to do with this to just close the deal, right? It's not just that you just get on a call with someone and just state your offer or whatever, and that's it, right? You really have to go through all of these points, but also just try to keep it natural and keep it high level, and not really sound robotic, right, about this whole stuff. So I really hope that helps you, right? If you don't know who I am, I'm basically a coach. I'm helping people go from 0 to 6 figures a year with their coaching business, or their agencies, or if they are a consultant, right? So if you're interested in more in that, you can just send me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, or you can just schedule a call directly with myself from the link in the description below. On the call, I just want to really try to push you. If I can help you, then it's great. If I can, then we will not really move forward, right? But I still will try to make this call valuable to you, right? Even if we don't move forward, even if we decide to not really do it, right? So I really hope that helps you, and I will catch you in the next videos.